Hello to all of my wonderful Geminis. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with a very special reading on today, Geminis. We're going to get right into your reading. We are at a waxing gibbous moon. Yes. And we have 4 planets that are currently retrograde right now. So it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on, lot going on. So let's see what the cards have to say for you. This is a general reading. If you're interested in a personal one, go to queenamunra.com. Let's go. Most High God in the universe, please give me a special reading for my wonderful Geminis as it relates to every area of their lives, specifically in areas of power and intellect, money and wealth, creativity and emotions, and spirituality, and where they need to take action. I'm talking to my Geminis who are versatile, smart, enthusiastic, very funny, outgoing, flexible gods and goddesses, who are also gentle, affectionate, curious, adaptable, has the ability to learn very quickly and exchange ideas. Yes, what people love most about you, Geminis, divine masculine energy, that's you by default, doesn't matter how you identify. What people love most about you is your responsiveness, your ability to communicate, whether verbally or non-verbally, but just your ability to communicate. Yes, that's what people love about Geminis. Yes, highly intelligent sign. So let's get into your reading. Let's get into your reading, Geminis. Let's get into your reading. Yes. Let's see what these cards have to say. Like I said, there are 4 planets that's retrograde right now. Currently, as of right now, we're in a waxing gibbous moon. Waxing gibbous moon, which means you're very close to achieving the goal that you set. So as I'm pulling out the cards, and cards look really good, Gemini, look very good as a matter of fact, I want to show you something. We have the Hierophant, which is attached to Taurus. Some of you all may have Taurus in your chart, or you may have been influenced or have some kind of interaction with the Taurus. We have the Ace of Pentacles. We also have the Strength card, which is attached to Leo. Fire sign. Also divine masculine. So Hierophant, Taurus is divine feminine. Strength card, divine masculine, is attached to Leo, right? So you could have Leo and Taurus in your chart. Also, we have the Knight of Swords. We also have the Page of Cups. And we also have the Page of Swords. Now, okay, so we're not repeating another cycle, Gemini. I want to help you all with this. So physically, you all may have left a situation physically, right? But emotionally, you got to ask yourself, and spiritually, have you really severed ties? Because this full moon energy that we're coming up on in 5 days is really going to expose that. If you haven't completely severed ties, or if there's a part of you that's still kind of sort of wrestling with, you know, leaving a particular relationship, then it's going to be exposed coming up on full moon energy, because that's what full moon energy does, right? Right now you're at a waxing gibbous moon, so you're very close to achieving your goal. What's interesting is the heart chakra, it resonates mostly with air signs. That's you, Libra, Aquarius, right? And this person is really pulling on your heartstrings emotionally, right? They really want to come back into your space. So what I mean by that, Gemini, is that this person could be a family member. It could be a romantic relationship from the past. It could be someone that you allowed to get that close to you, right? Emotionally get that close to you. And they're communicating to you in some cases telepathically. They're you know, by telepathic means. But you already know, because you're already wise enough, your air sign, information is, you're catching wind of it, wind through the air, that without them, your thoughts are a lot more organized, and you're a lot happier actually without them. Your spirit is a lot happier without them. And so in that relationship, it was just a very challenging relationship, right? But you realize the upside of having been in that relationship, because of course we're all looking at, what did I learn about myself in that challenging relationship? You learn that you have mental dexterity and that you don't look like what you've been through. So this is where you're going to have to really tap into your strength, Gemini, because you don't want to repeat a cycle of having to have them in your spirit longer, right? That's why we have that stretch of time through these moon phases. You had the new moon, which that's where you're planting seeds. That's where you're dreaming bigger. That's where you are being very cautious about who you share your intentions with, right? Really, really careful, because again, that full moon exposes everything. Plus, we have 4 planets that's retrograde. We have Pluto that's retrograde. Pluto is the planet of death, rebirth. So that's where you're going to be continuing to declutter, right? We have 5 more days before we're in this full moon, right? Where everything is fully exposed, right? Those seeds that you have been planting, you're going to start seeing, because they've already been manifesting, right? So you've been watering those seeds. And so you have to know that you're on the right track moving forward. You're not looking backwards, right? You're not going back. You're not looking back. You're not going back. You made a decision to focus on you and your dreams. Neptune, which is retrograde right now. You know that Jupiter is also retrograde. So that's the planet of good fortune. That's when you're like, okay, that's the planet of philosophy, the planet of ethics. It's like, you know what? I'm headed in the right direction. Let me keep moving forward, right? So this person trying to pull on your energy through telepathy or by way of telepathy is not going to win, right? Because how they're doing it is trying to pull on your heartstrings. So one of the things that I suggest that you do is get you some rose quartz, right? Because that's going to help you to forgive everything. See, you're so smart, Gemini, that not only are you going to remember the good times, but the universe is also going to remind your spirit of the reason why you left the relationship to begin with, right? You don't want to block your money, right? It's like, okay, because this is manifesting a great deal of money. This is already in your cards, but when you receive it, is how often are you going to repeat the same cycle, right? And I'm trying to help you not to repeat the same cycle, right? So this is where the full moon is really, really encouraging Geminis to go back to lightheartedness, right? So the portal where you can actually bask in your magic, explore your fantasies, and dance, like all of your dreams have come true, right? Just go ahead and start thanking Most High God in the universe right now for passing these tests, for getting to the next level, right? For being able to tap into your strength, right? For just keeping this continuous smile on your face, because again, you're moving through these moon phases. That's what's happening. You're moving through these moon phases, and guess what? You're moving through them successfully. I'm planting that seed. You're moving through them successfully, right? We know that the number 5, because we're talking about the number 51 today, but we know that we got 5 more days. So 5 is a pivotal point. It's a very pivotal point. Are you going to repeat a cycle, or are you going to move forward? You're going to go to the next level, and your goal is to go to the next level. 51 means that you have strong intelligence that is enhanced by your deep perception and gifts of discernment. It also means that this number 51 enables you to make sound judgment, which you base on facts while balancing your decisions with compassion, right? So your heart, as a person who is very gentle, someone who is very adaptable, is a mutable sign, your heart can get pulled backwards, right? Because you're thinking, okay, wow, I've been thinking a lot about this person. Why can't I just continue? Why can't I just completely sever ties, right? Maybe if I go back, I can help that person. No, let the universe do it, right? Remember, we are all gods, but we are not someone else's God. Yeah. I could lead you to water, but can I force you to drink it? No. I can be a guide to you, but I'm not your God, right? So I can show you what works for me, but can I force you to do what I did that works for me? No, I can only be a guide to you. Yes, I can show you what worked for me. So if you would have asked me, how did you, if you want to ask a person how they lost weight, or how do they start meditating, whatever, you can tell people, you can give them the rules and the discipline that you follow that worked for you, but can you force them to do it? Not really. No, you can't. No, that's why people manipulate people, and you don't need to manipulate anybody. You just lay it out there for them. If they want to accept what you've done to heal, or like, how did you heal from such and such relationship? You can tell them how you healed. You can say things like, well, I did things to nurture myself. I was really brokenhearted, and I started doing stuff like, taking myself to the spa, going to go get a massage. I started hanging out with people that I know love me. I started treating myself to the movies. I started, getting involved in different social activities, things that I love to do, right? So that's what the full moon is encouraging you to do, to get back to lightheartedness, knowing that you're headed in the right direction and not looking back, really, really staying focused. Yes, Gemini. Yes, yes, yes. This is how you move through these 8 major moon phases, as well as when these planets go retrograde. So this is how I see you feeling, right? Just on fire, just feeling good. See how this person has their head kind of turned and they're smiling. They have a drum right here, and using this drum to beat away all of that negative energy, right? Those sound vibrations, removing that negative energy. I also see you all have the Midas touch, right? So again, you want to keep the steady flow of income, especially if you left a relationship. Let's say, for instance, you were in a relationship with somebody and they were like half of the income in the household. So you all were able to do double the amount of things, but now they're gone, or maybe, you've moved on. You still want to know that you have the Midas touch. You don't even want to use that energy that you could be using, that the universe could use to double your income, or double your streams of income on them, like on the past, right? So just because they may be pulling on your energy, because they love you, and maybe at one point you loved them too, your spirit still has to be like, nah, I wouldn't let them come back even if I saw a pig fly through the sky. This right here, death, rebirth, is really about Pluto, the planet Pluto, which is encouraging you to continue decluttering, because if you allow them to come back into your space, that's like going back outside, picking up the trash and bringing it back in the house. Now that area, that space is taken up by trash, right? That's how it is when there's nothing. What is it? What use is it? What good is it? None. Especially in the relationship where you felt like you were restricted, right? You're no longer restricted. You're looking back at your former self. So why would you put yourself back into that place of feeling restricted, smothered, in bondage, not even free? Remember, you're an air sign. So for a person to restrict or try to restrict an air sign, good luck with that, because you being the mutable sign, see, a sign like an Aquarius would be like, okay, I'm completely just cutting them off immediately. You, Gemini, as an air sign, being a mutable sign, it will cause you to vibrate low, because you're really, really trying to communicate to them in every way. You're looking at, because you are the communicators, you're trying to communicate that you feel restricted in every way, shape, form, or fashion. But if the person isn't getting the message, or they're not trying to let you go, it'll cause you to vibrate low, because as a divine masculine sign, your energy is directed outward, right? So it has to come out in some way, shape, form, or fashion, Gemini. So meditation is another way that you can focus on becoming more lighthearted, knowing that you're headed in the right direction, seeing things from a God level of clarity, saying, if I go back to this relationship, I'm going to feel restricted. I'm going to feel like my air has been cut off. My power and my emotional intelligence are, being challenged there, right? This person may even try to come back to you with flowers. Yeah, they will try everything possible, because they're trying to pull at your heartstrings. They may try to come back like, the knight in shining armor. But see, the difference this time, though, Gemini, is that you already saw this act before. You saw this before when you first met them, right? Knight in shining armor could be a man or woman. You already saw them coming in there. They're sweet and tenacious and kind and all these other wonderful things, seeming like they're saying all the right things, like they're right there with you emotionally. You've seen that before, and that's why your spirit is like, let me remind you why you shouldn't go backwards. Yeah. Yeah, well, let me remind you why you need to let that relationship die, because you've already entered a rebirth stage. So don't get nervous in the rebirth stage, like feeling like, okay, this is all new to me. Am I in the right place? Yes, you are. You're on the right track. Yes, you're on the right track. And so you want to also get back to good health habits too, right? Even if you're fasting, doing water fast, or, just like eating a certain length time a day, maybe 16 hours a day. You're fasting, you're eating 8 hours or whatever. You know, there are tons of free apps online where you're just trying to get yourself back on track. Let's pull an oracle card and see what it has to say. Energy work. Yep, that's why I like to shuffle the cards in front of you. So this is really encouraging you to balance out from the root chakra all the way up to your crown chakra. Yes, continue doing your energy work so that you do not have to repeat another cycle. And another cycle would be going back. You're going to feel like if you have to repeat another cycle, Gemini, which I'm really pulling for you, rooting for you all not to repeat another cycle and go back, you know, to this person who is trying to pull on your heartstrings by trying to wine and dine you and woo you into going back with them. Don't do it, Gemini. Don't do it. That's what I have for you. I hope you all continue to have a great day. But then again, I know you will, because that's the intention you set, guys and goddesses. All right now. Bye.